Hey everyone, how's it going? This is James for CoinOpTV here with some new gameplay footage for the PlayStation 4 version of the newest release of Battleship by Ubisoft. We are here with the 4th level of the campaign for this game, and if you're kind of wondering how there is a campaign for a game as simplistic as Battleship, well, they've added some mechanics to the game which I'll go into in a second, which change the way you play it. However, if you still want the traditional Battleship experience of I fire one shot, you fire one shot, and so on, that is available in this game. I'm just not going to show any of it for this video. And as you can see, this is a campaign level, so there are certain special conditions in play. In this case, the enemy only starts with 2 ships, and I have part of the map already revealed, so I don't have to explore those parts with probing shots. Also, my enemy in this mission are orcs. I don't know why I'm fighting orcs. The previous missions have been against regular battleships and submarines and stuff, so orcs. Now, since the orcs went first, you can see a couple of their special abilities in play. Each ship has its own special abilities, and these abilities take resources. Now, you have 2 different ones, white resources and red resources. The white ones are mostly used for scouting abilities, while the red ones are used for destructive abilities, trying to take out your opponent's ship. And if you sink one of those ships, it no longer has access to those abilities. And unfortunately, a lot of these abilities aren't tuned very well, so you're going to find yourself relying on the same 3 or 4 abilities pretty much consistently. Like, I use this sonar one from the submarine very frequently because it shows a wide area and is a lot more efficient than just trying to randomly picking spots. Now, for attacks, the one I'm using right now is the carrier's ability, and I get to attack 12 spots of my choice for a cost of only 7 resources, which is kind of crazy. You do have to sacrifice a couple of turns to save up to get it, but once you have it, you're going to be absolutely devastating, and it's very rare that you don't hit at least something, even when you're firing blind like I am. Now, of course, having said that, I completely missed with this shot. Every single one of these missed, but on the flip side, I was able to figure out a number of places where their ships were not, and eliminated other spaces which I didn't even target as potentials for where their base is hiding at. And some of the other abilities that you'll see in the game are like a mine, like he just dropped, and you have to spend a couple of white resources to launch the mine, plus a red resource to then activate the mine, but when it hits, it does a lot of damage. Now, if you're not using special abilities, you can use the white and red resources for individual shots. One shot costs 1 white resource or 1 red resource. If you hit with a white resource, it just identifies that as a spot where the ship is, but doesn't do any damage. So you have to attack it twice. But it does mean that you can kind of scout out areas in a low-risk kind of fashion, which is what I'm kind of doing here. More often than not, though, you're going to want to save your resources and use the special abilities because they are so much more powerful than just the individual shots. For instance, here I am spending 4 white resources to get 5 shots off. I could have waited another turn and used the sonar ping again, or a slightly different sonar ping from my battleship, or a completely different ability with my carrier, which at this point in the game would not actually be useful, but if I had used it earlier, may have been able to identify one of the locations of his 2 ships. So unfortunately what this means is most of the games in this mode kind of boil down to you waiting a turn, doing nothing, building up your resources, using off some specials, and then rinse and repeat. And the computer, depending on what difficulty you set it at, will either fire off single shots in a blind effort to try and hit you, or they will be smart and do the same thing that you're doing and try to hit you with special abilities. There is also a certain degree of whether or not they'll make stupid plays. Like if you put them on an easy mode, they'll hit your ship twice and then not bother finishing it off, which obviously just doesn't make any sense at all. But that's the point of the easy modes. You get to make mistakes and it's not going to punish you for them. On the harder difficulty modes, I'm pretty sure that the computer is cheating and actually knows where you are because its random shots are far more accurate than they should be. And so you can see there's really not much else to this game. The campaign mode goes on for, I believe, 40 missions. This is only mission 4. But each mission takes quite some time to do, and the reason for that is that these animations after every shot, as near as I can tell, aren't skippable. And so they aren't that long individually, but when you have several of them going off per turn, it adds up after a while. Actually, after the 2nd campaign mission, I went and got a book so that while the computer was going, I could read, because I would often be able to get about a half page to a page done just waiting for them to finish. That said, there is some good variety to the campaign. It does mix it up with special conditions, like obviously this one we're fighting against only 2 ships. A previous mission I had to beat it in 10 turns. Other missions I will only have 2 ships, which means the special abilities of the ships I don't have aren't available to me. But really, whether or not you're going to want to stick around and play through all the missions is going to be entirely up to you and how much of a fanatic you are for the game of Battleship. There is some decent variety here though, and the special abilities do kind of mix things up. They add some strategy to it. Like without the special abilities I probably would have taken a lot longer to find this guy's battleship, but thanks to them I'm going to take him out this turn and win this mission. And you know, the campaign is a good bit of fun. There's a lot of variety there, there's a lot of different things to do. And it's going to take you a lot longer than a single afternoon to get through, but I wouldn't recommend like marathoning it. It's the kind of thing you would do in short bursts, play 2 or 3 missions here or there. For $15 it's not a bad deal and you'll probably get your money's worth. We'll have a more thorough written review up on the CoinOpTV site soon. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good day.